Hi everyone, I'm Cory. Today I thought I would do a nice, easy beginner's class, about 1 hour. Be lots of stretching, a little bit of core work, and a little bit of breath work, but we'll keep it nice and mellow today. Let's start by lying on our backs. So feet nice and wide, heels touch the corners of the mat, palms turned up away from your side, and just settle in here to work on the breath for a minute or so. Really slow down the breathing. Nice, full, slow inhales and exhales. Completely filling up the lungs on every breath in. Keep completely emptying to the bottom of the lungs every breath out. Do a quick scan of the body while we're here, starting at the top of the head and working your way down the body, just to see if you can identify any trouble areas, anything that's a little stiff or sore today. And taking your awareness back to the breath, really focus and send the breath to whatever body part that might be a little sore, stiff, or tight today. Just visualize that breath entering that body part. Healing on every inhale, opening up, and releasing on every exhale. Just take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Use this time to set an intention or a small goal for your practice, something positive and easily attainable. Or maybe today you want to dedicate your practice to someone or something out there. Use the energy a little bit more than we could. Good. We'll start with a banana-shaped stretch here. So keeping your left heel on the front left corner of the mat, cross your right ankle casually over so the feet are stacked on the front left corner of the mat. Sweep the arms overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and actively pull the left hand to the back left corner of the mat. So hands and feet go off to the left. We're opening up the right lung, right side body. 3 or 4 deep breaths into the right side. Good. On your next inhale, hold at the top of the breath. And then gently sigh out, release, and switch sides. So the right heel comes to the front right corner, left ankle crosses. Switch the hands so you're pulling the left side body open. Hands and feet go off to the right. Deep, slow, controlled breaths into the left lung. On your next inhale, hold at the very top of the breath. And then release, sigh out, back through center. Start with some gentle stretching here. Keep the left leg flat to the mat. Draw the right knee into the chest and take your hands behind the right thigh. Interlace the fingers there. And press the back of the leg into the hands as you extend the right heel skyward. Left heel points forward, all 10 toes pull back. Just looking for a light to medium sensation in the back of the right leg, whether it's the knee, the hamstring, or the calf. Keep the breath slow and even. Looking for 3 to 5 slow breaths in each of these warm-ups. Good. And then release. Switch the grip to the outer right shin. Make way for the rib cage by letting the right knee fall off to the right side. And then pulling with either one hand or both hands, knee to armpit. Try not to compress the right side of the rib cage. Pulling firmly to work into the hip crease, maybe the back of the right thigh, maybe into the hip. A couple more breaths here. And then you can release to figure four. Bend the left knee till that foot comes flat to the floor. Cross your right shin over the left thigh, and then thread the needle with your right hand. Reach to that little triangle of space you've created between the legs. Interlace the fingers on the outer left shin or the back of the left thigh. You can set a pillow under the head if you'd like. We're trying to keep the neck nice and long here. So if your chin is jutting into the air, tuck the chin just a couple inches. Lengthen the neck. Push that right knee away from the face. You should bring your lower back or tailbone closer to the mat. You still have space. Flatten out the shoulder blades by walking them to the center line of the mat and opening the chest to the sky. A couple breaths here into that inner right thigh or outer right hip. And then release. Keep the legs as they are. Spread the right arm wide. Chest level, palm up. The left hand will reach up and grab the ankle of the leg that's crossed over. Coming into a twist, guide the foot to the left side till it's flat on the floor. Your right shoulder stays on the mat. And then once you get there, play with the angle of the right knee. Push it away from your body. Maybe point it straight up in the air. Should work into the IT band, which is that strip or that tendon that runs from the knee to the hip on the outside of the leg. Maybe you feel it into the hip or the glute. Hold for a couple more breaths. Then on an inhale, come back to center. Eagle wrap the legs. So press the right thigh down on the left. Keep the foot tucked into the shin, or if you can, lift the left foot up and wrap your foot around the shin before taking your left foot back to the floor. Keep the arm wide. This time the left hand guides the knees to the left until they come all the way down to the mat, to the floor. Your right shoulder may lift up, and that's okay. Keep the arm out there, and just try to relax into the twist here. Notice if you're holding on to anything through the core, through the spine, or the midsection. If you are holding on to something, use your slow breaths to work deeper into the twist. Big breaths in, make space through the torso. Full breaths out. Maybe sink just a little bit deeper into the twist. Last breath. When you release, keep the legs crossed as they are. Roll to the left side, so follow the knees. And keep on twisting as you make your way up to the forearms. You can send the elbows wide if you can't come that tall on the arms. Try to square the chest and the shoulders to the back edge of the mat. Big breaths are the key here. This pose, breathe into the left rib cage, making space in that left side body from the armpit all the way to the hip. Making space between each individual rib, stretching the diaphragm underneath the rib cage and into the side body from the rib cage to the hip. 2 more breaths here. And then release back to the back. Still keep the legs as you have them. Legs are bound. Interlace all 10 behind the head. We'll just do 5 slow crunches here to wake up the core. So inhale flat on your back. As you exhale, crunch the elbows towards the knees. Good. The inhale, you tap the head and the heel. Exhale, crunch it together, elbow to knee. 3 more, nice and slow, full inhales and exhales. Exhale propels you upwards. Really squeeze that exhale out. Last one. And you can release from here. Press the base of the feet together and let the knees fall off to the sides. Left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly button. Letting the blood surge back into the legs here. Same sequence, other side. We'll bring the knees together, send the right leg long. Left knee comes towards the chest. Take the hands behind the left thigh and extend that left leg into the hands. All 10 toes pull back towards the base. Direct the breath wherever you feel the most sensation. Really visualize the breath, opening whatever body part you're stretching. Good. In, release. Switch the grip to the shin. Make way for the rib cage by letting the knee fall to the left. And then pull your knee into the armpit firmly using one or both hands. Keep the right leg, the long leg, engaged. Working into that hip connection. The lower body and the upper body connect. And release to figure four. Cross the left shin over the right thigh. Thread the needle with the right hand. Find your grip on the outside of the right shin or the back of the right thigh. Remember to bring that block or the pillow under the head, or tuck the chin slightly into the chest to lengthen the neck. Push the left knee away from your body or from your face. Bring the stretch into the hip to bring the lower back down to the mat, and maybe broaden the chest. Walk the shoulder blades to the center line of the mat. 2 more breaths here. And release. Spread the left arm wide, keep the legs crossed. Grab the ankle with the right hand. Come into your twist, guide the foot to the right side. Play with the angle of the left knee, point it straight into the air if you can. And hold here as you work into the IT band, the hip, or the glute. Come back to center, eagle wrap the legs, pressing left thigh firmly down on the right thigh. Foot around the shin if you can. Rest the right foot back to the floor. Coming into another twist, guide the knees to the right using the right hand. Left shoulder stays glued to the mat. Release any tension through the core, through the spine, and relax deeper every exhale. Big breaths in, make space. Big breaths out, sink a little deeper. The knees can come all the way to the floor as your left shoulder hovers above the mat. Last breath. Keep the legs bound as you roll to the right side. Extending the right arm back. And then keep spinning as you rise up onto the elbows of the forearms, squaring the chest and shoulders to the back edge of the mat. Big breaths into the right lung are the key to opening up the rib cage and the side body, into the diaphragm on the right side. On On your next exhale, rewind back to the back. Keep the legs crossed. 5 crunches here. So big breath in, 5 on your back. As you exhale, squeeze the core, elbows to knee. 4 more like that with the breath. Inhaling on the down, exhaling on the up. Good, last one. And release, unravel the legs, left hand on the heart, right hand on the stomach, on the belly button, knees fall wide. Just a couple breaths here. Good. Bring your knees together, spin around to face the front edge of the mat, come over onto your belly, and right onto your forearms for Sphinx Pose. My elbows are stacked directly beneath my shoulders. My hands are straight away from the elbows. I'm not slouching on the shoulders. I'm sitting tall. My gaze is neutral. My chin is level. I'm relaxing the lower back so the belly button drips to the floor. A couple breaths into the belly here. Keep the chin level as you look off to the left side. Nod your head yes, very slowly, twice here. Just noticing any creaks and cracks in the neck. Exploring the range of motion. Chin level, look to the right, same thing. Chin level, back to center. This time look straight down at the mat. The space between your forearms, neck is long. This time say no. Twist your chin to shoulder, chin to opposite shoulder. 2 or 3 times. Back to center, still looking straight down at the mat. Working to the side of the neck by bobbing. Left ear, left shoulder. Right ear, right shoulder. And then we'll come to pigeon for the arms, where you cross the elbows underneath you. Palms are turned up, right about shoulder level. And then wiggle into this. Let the hands move away from each other. So you lower down, and then you can rest your chin on that upper arm. Relax here, work into the shoulder blades, the outside of the shoulders into the rotator cuffs. Switch sides. Bottom arm becomes the top arm. Keep the alignment about the same. And then wiggle into the second side, resting the chin on the other arm. Last breath. And release. Let's take our chin to the floor. Hands palms up underneath the thighs. Your feet are together, your toes point back. And then lift the left leg up as high as you can get it. Bend the right knee and try to tuck the instep of the right foot as high up the leg as you can get it. So just above the knee is ideal. The shin or the ankle is fine as well. Another back bend, just a little different angle. We're still relaxing the lower back, letting the belly button drip to the floor. You can turn your head to one side if that's better for your neck. Breathe into the belly, 2 breaths. And then switch sides. Right leg up, bend the left knee, tuck the foot under as high as you can get it, and hold. release. Take the hands under the head. I like to make a little diamond with my hands, then rest my forehead on the diamond. You wiggle out the lower back to reset the spine. And then we'll come to all fours. So we'll start by bringing the knees very close to the hands. Turn your hands to the outside until the fingertips face the knees and the legs. And then just rock gently back and forth, working into the forearms, wrists, and palms. Move the fingertips or the hands forward, turn the fingertips out, and then dip your right shoulder and your left shoulder in. Finally, come back to tabletop with your hands under the shoulders, knees under hips. We'll do some cat-cow here. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine as you look forward. Then as you exhale, move to cat. Tuck the chin, look down and in as you send that middle of the back very high. Let's link these two poses with the breath now. On an inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, look forward as you arch the spine. Exhale, move slowly to cat, bend the back, tuck the chin. Keep moving, inhale. And exhale. We're moving very slowly here. So the duration of an inhale and an exhale lasts the same duration as the movement. We're only pausing in cat and cow for a split second at the top and the bottom of the breath. A couple more rounds wherever you're at. Release back to tabletop. I'm looking at the front edge of my mat. I'm going to send my left leg back. Optionally, you can take your right fingertips forward for spinal balance. I'm thinking straight line from my right forefinger to my left heel. Hold steady. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the back, tuck the chin. Keep moving. Inhale, extend, straight line. Exhale, tuck the chin, elbow to knee. 3 more. Once again, move with the breath. Find the rhythm. On my next extension, I'm going to hold this straight line. You can either hold here or windmill the hand back. See if you can hook the pinky toe side of the foot and then kick into the hand. So you let the shoulder and the chest slide open here. It's more of a balance than anything. More of a chest opener than a thigh stretch. Hold for 1 more breath. And then slowly release. Switch sides. Right heel back. Maybe left fingers forward. I'm looking forward here. Match movement to breath, 5 rounds. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the back. Trying to turn this breathing, this movement with breath, to a moving meditation. Hold your next extension. Either hold here for a few breaths or find the pinky toe side of the foot with the hand. Hold your balance. Kick into the hand. Last breath. And slowly release. Knees and feet together. Tuck the toes under. Sit back into the heels for toes pose. If this becomes too much at any point, feel free to flip the feet over, sit on the heels, or you can even just sit cross-legged for this next pose. Try to hold the toes under for as long as you can, using the breath to work through any discomfort. But of course, if it becomes too much or if it's painful, flip the feet flat to the floor. Let's take our fingertips to our shoulders. We'll draw big circles with the elbows here. On an inhale, tap them together, point them up. Exhale, open the heart out, down, and around. Good, keep moving. Inhaling up and out. Exhale, out, down, and around. 2 more. Last one. When the elbows meet at the bottom of this circle, we'll do 4 rounds opposite direction. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, together and down. Try not to let the car alarm bother you or distract your breathing or your practice. 1 more in this direction. When the elbows meet in front of the face, you can release to all 4s. Let the toes go. Wiggle them out, bounce them around. We will come up high onto the knees. Send your left leg out wide, the toes face the front. Left hand to the left knee. Sweep your right hand up, arm over the ear, and then gently slide your hand down the leg to open up the right side body. Try not to collapse here. Either look straight ahead or even slightly upward as you breathe into the right lung. Just 2 more breaths here. Keep the right arm engaged. And then release. Switch sides. Right foot out, toes face the front, right hand on the leg. Sweep the left arm over the ear, and slide the hand down the leg. 3 or 4 breaths into the left lung. Last breath. And release. Let's come into a nice wide child's pose. Big toes touch behind you. Knees about mat distance, sink into the heels. And work your hands forward. Pinky fingers should touch the outside edge of the mat and forehead down. Let's try striking Cobra here, matching movement to breath. We'll inhale forward. I'm going to bring my heels in with my toes connected. Drop my hips. Elbows bend just a little bit into the ribs as I extend my chin up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, right back to where we started, child's pose. A few rounds with the breath now. Inhale forward, heels in, hips drop, chin up. Exhale back to where we started. Do 2 or 3 more rounds. Maybe rest your eyes here. Turn your awareness inward. See if you can identify where you feel this stretch the most. Let's do 1 more wherever you're at. We'll all meet in child's pose. Child's pose is where you go in this practice or any practice whenever you need a break, whenever you need to catch your breath or clear your mind. It's just a signal to the instructor that you need a little breather. No shame in ever taking a long child's pose or multiple child's poses in a class. Come to all fours. Come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. We'll do another little twist here. So sit nice and tall here. Reach the right hand to the left knee. Drop your left hand behind you. Sit tall and pull against the knee to twist over the left shoulder. This is another one of those poses that you can make space with every big breath in. Maybe twist just a little bit deeper on every breath out. And this twist comes from the torso, not the neck, so don't overextend or strain your neck here. Sorry about that, the camera fell. So one last breath. And release, switch sides. Drop the right hand behind you. Left hand to the right knee, sit tall. Inhale. And then exhale, begin the twist. Every time I breathe out. And release back to center. Press the base of the feet together. The knees come wide. Grab the shins with the hands here, and then just pull your chest open. Sitting with very, very straight back, very open heart here. Chin level. Enjoying this hyper good posture. And then release the hands to the toes. Bend the elbows as you pull yourself into a fold. Bring your chin into your chest. Taking this stretch. The inner thighs. Maybe even into the upper back if you're tucking your chin in. And then release, rise up, extend the left leg forward, straight away from the hip. Keep the right foot tucked in to the inner thigh. And then work your hand down. Maybe you only get to the knee, maybe you get to the shin, maybe you can reach the foot. And then fold here, pulling against the shin, foot. Just not reaching your face down and forward. Keep a little bit of space between the chin and chest here. Last breath. Rise back up, drop your right hand behind you. And roll to the instep of the left foot and the knee of the right leg. Send your hips forward as you sweep your left hand back. I like to look at my left thumb here. Big breaths through the left lung. And then release back down. Switch sides. Send the right leg long. Left foot in. Making sure the leg is straight away from the hip. Start to fold here. Reaching the shin, ankle, or foot. Keeping a little space between the chin and chest as you reach the face down and forward. last breath. And release, rise up. Drop the left hand behind you, rolls the instep of the right foot and the left knee. Send the hips forward as you sweep the right hand back. Look at the right thumb if it's okay on your neck. 3 more big breaths into the right lung. And then release. Cross the legs, move back to all fours. I'm going to move my right knee towards my right wrist. And I'm going to swing the foot forward so my foot is coming closer to the left hand. I'm going to come into a pigeon pose here. I'm going to start to work my back knee and foot straight back here. I'm not collapsing into the hip. Keep the weight over the hip. Once you get to your point, to your level, flip the back foot and maybe lower down with your forearms on cushions or on blocks or maybe to the floor. Relax the neck. So let the head hang. Or maybe you rest the forehead on blocks or the hands. And breathe into the hip wherever you end up. You should be getting a nice deep stretch into the hip, into the glute. Take about 5 more breaths here. I like to do what I call a let go breathing here, where I think the word let on an inhale and go on an exhale. Let go. Really slowing the breath down, feeding that hip oxygen on every breath in, and releasing something from that hip on every breath out. 3 more. Feed the hip on the inhale. Release some stress or emotion or tension on the exhale. Rise up, come up onto the hands, release the right hip slowly and gently to the floor. Try to keep the front knee bent as you windmill the left leg all the way around. I'm going to turn to show you here. Now if you need to extend the right leg long and then just step the left foot over, that's fine too. Trying to make sure my rear is even on the floor, so I'm going to shift my left glute back to the floor, dropping the left hand behind me as I sit tall. I'm going to come into a twist. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale, hug with the hand or hook with the elbow, the knee, and use that leverage to twist yet again over the left shoulder. Making space, breath in. Settling into that space, breath out. 3 more. And then release. Extend the right leg long. Stack the left knee on top. Hold the foot as close to the hip as you can. It's okay if your knee is up a little higher than mine. Making sure that those knees are stacked about belly button center. You might use a block or a pillow here on the top knee. I'm just going to stack my fists here and rest my chin on that top leg, on that top hand. And this is just our beginning pose here. If you'd like to lower down a little more, you can reach one hand forward, rest the chin on the other hand. Or maybe you can bring your mouth or your chin directly to the knee. Wherever you end up, spend 3 or 4 more non-fidgeting breaths, breathing into that lower right side. back into the hands, and just windshield wiper the shins back and forth, resetting the spine, drawing some blood back into the hip, into the glute. Cross the shins, roll over to all fours. Same thing, other side. Knee comes forward to the wrist. Swing the foot towards the other hand. Then use the back leg. Work deeper. Remember not to block here. Keep the weight over the hip. And then lower down to whatever your level might be today on this side. Maybe forearms to blocks. Maybe forearms all the way to the floor. Maybe something in between or something deeper. Relax the neck. Release the core. Taking about a total of 8 breaths here. So when you're ready, start your 5 or 6 rounds of let go breathing. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress and emotion in our hips. This pose is perfect for starting to release some of that. Last 2 breaths here. And then release, starting to rise up onto the hands. Lower the left hip to the floor. Windmill the right leg all the way around to the other side of the bent knee until it lands flush on the floor. Extend the right side to the floor. Remember, you can always straighten the left leg here and just step the right foot over. Try to keep the rear connected to the floor nice and evenly. Dropping my right fingertips behind me. I'm sitting tall. I'm opening my shoulder already. I'm going to inhale, left hand high. Exhale, hug or hook the knee. And look over the right shoulder. Four breaths here. And release, extend the left leg long. Stack the right knee on top. Making sure the knee is at belly button center and the right foot is close into the hip as you can get it. Start to level down here, resting your chin on the hands, on a block, on the one hand, or maybe bringing your mouth or your chin all the way to that top knee. Settling in for 5. And then releasing, knees and feet together, lean into the hands and windshield wiper. Lower onto the back. About hip distance apart. Heels come in. Lift up here. Maybe just hold here. You can also wedge your forearms underneath to hold. Maybe you walk your shoulders in and interlace the hands behind you. A couple breaths here in bridge pose. If you have a block, you can also wedge the block between your sacrum and the mat. Last breath. And release. Extend the legs long here for Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. This is right where we started, with hands mat distance apart, feet mat distance apart, hands turned up away from the sides. And just settle in here. Let the breathing return to normal. This is where we let the changes that we've just made soak into the body. Just a couple more breaths. You can stay here for as long as you'd like if you're not ready to come out yet. Otherwise, you can start to wiggle fingers and toes, roll your head, cheek to shoulder, cheek to shoulder. Extend the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and flip the palms for one last early morning style stretch. Big breath in and hold. And wiggle it out. Sigh out anything you have left. And release. Left hand to the heart. Right hand stays above you as you bend the knees. And make your way to the right side body. Use the right upper arm like a pillow. Left hand falls to the mat in front of you. And push to a comfortable cross-legged seat facing the front. Your eyes can rest here. You can peek if you like to. Where we bring to mind our dedication or our goal that we set. Start to breathe some life into whatever, whoever you dedicated your practice to. Feeding whoever it is, energy to maintain or grow. Seal the practice with one final Om. If you'd like to join me, you can exhale all your air now. Big breath out. Full, slow breath in. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.